out there, all you death heads and violators. Welcome to the Deth N Vengeance show. I'm your host, Jonny Deth. With me always, Majin Drew. And the very, very evil Eddie Gein. Deth N Vengeance show. Coming at ya.
Hey, what's up, death heads and violators? Yo, it's your boy, Majin Drew, one of the gruesome two, and I almost got my best partner right here, Mr. Eddie Gein, E.G. Watch out, ladies. He likes you very delicious. He likes to slit in, cut those lips, and make you scream. Also, but we can't let it go without our main host, the main from the coast, down to the west and into the east coast, Mr. Jonny Deth, everybody. Jonny Deth.
What's happening, everybody?
Now, what we're doing today on this episode, everybody, it's been 40 fucking years since this guy's been around, and he's been causing chaos and fucking hell amongst Halloween and all the place. I don't know, some fucking suburbia called in Whiteville. Who gives a shit?
The noise.
He has haunted us in our dreams, and he made parents scream, locking their doors and making sure they get the ugly babysitters. Because you know what? If you find a hot one at the house, you know she's dead first, right? Right. All right, everybody, here we are. We're going to do the review for Halloween, the 2018 version. This could be the last chapter, but who knows? Let's get on with the fucking show. Deth N Vengeance! Yeah!
Yeah, you know, the first world of horror movies, which I'm coining this term, so if anybody steals it from me, if you fuck, you get stuck. That's how it happens. You get fucked, you get stuck with a knife or something.
I mean, with something like that always fucking happens in, like, Friday the 13th? Nightmare on Elm Street. Of course, Halloween, everybody knows.
So,
Mr.
So the problem is that they never hear, like, the scary music playing. So they don't know when to get the fuck out. If I heard that shit in real life, I'd be like faster than I don't know,
Jackrabbit on a Hyundai.
Something that's really fast.
Now, see, a lot of people like to give credit to Halloween as the first slasher movie that started the whole genre. There are a small percentage that think that Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho actually started it with the whole, but I kind of lean towards, Halloween a little bit more. I mean, just because there was multiple killings, and stuff. Psycho, granted, it's a great film, classic, great storyline. I just don't see it as a slasher film. You know what I mean? It's more of a psychological thriller to me because the first, it gave birth to the slasher genre. After that there was Last House on the Left, there was Friday the 13th, and so on and so on, The Prowler,
Sleepaway Camp. Literally
there's so many movies that we can list off that part of the slasher genre that were started by Halloween.
But too bad we don't have enough time for that, because you know why? We're getting down to the review of fucking Halloween. So check it out. These three guys, and I'm talking about me and the third fucking person. These guys right here, we all got together on a fucking Friday night and a Halloween.
Was it Friday?
Yeah, it was a Friday. Were you that high?
Maybe.
Were you high, Clary?
You weren't drinking. But anyways, it was a Friday, and us three right here, the Deth N Vengeance crew and team, got together, pick out our money from our pockets, and said, hey, what the hell? Let's see what this movie got. Now, first off, let's go ahead and get this started. It's been fucking 40 years, man. 40 fucking years, Mr. Deth.
Yes, sir. There has been many sequels to the Halloween movie franchise. I even lost count how many there are. I mean, at least...
I think this is 8. This is the 8th one. No. This is the 9th one. Because the 8th one should have been...
Are you counting part 2 where it's like a completely different thing?
Because after the 4th movie, they stopped numbering them. So it was like, Halloween 4, the curse, yeah. And then after that, it was just Halloween, the return,
H2O.
whatever. Yeah, H2O, Halloween.
And Resurrection.
And so this one, I was curious about how they were going to present it, because was it going to be a direct sequel from the last one? Was it with Busta Rhymes, when they're in the house?
Oh, Resurrection, yeah.
Was that Resurrection?
Where Laurie Strode died.
Yeah, and so they surprisingly went with a whole new twist. It's almost like is if they did the first movie, maybe the second one, and then they just stopped right there, and then fast forward 40 years later, and then they're like, hey, well, let's do another movie, from that point, disregarding all the other sequels in between, which I like because I have seen all the Halloween movies, but I wasn't a big fan of a lot of the sequels. You know what I mean? I like them because, they're part of a movie franchise that I enjoy. So I give them all a fair shake. But I like the direction they went with this one. And so what do you guys think about it?
See, my initial thoughts about it were kind of low because of all the remakes and reboots and all this crap. Yeah, I went with a pretty low expectations, especially because that trailer, I don't know, it was cut well, but like, I don't know, it just kind of showed too much of the movie. It just kind of went like, oh, here's the part with where you see Michael Myers in the prison or whatever. Then you have him killing those interviewers or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Then you have him
spoiler alert.
Oh well. We should have done that from the beginning, but
either
way,
give a shit.
Then you have where he's stalking
the teenagers.
Yeah, like you just see him like in the street or whatever. So it like pretty much shows you like bits and pieces like of like all the movie, and I don't know, it just kind of ruins it for me. But what did you think about the trailer, like and all that?
Well, as in the trailer, I mean, when I first saw it, I was just really fucking amazed that there was going to be another Halloween. I was amazed because one, I'm like, wow, it's been a while since Halloween came out. I mean, Resurrection came out when, like 2004?
Well, because I don't
know, it came out like a while back. So
wasn't H2O the last one?
No, Resurrection was the last one.
Was it?
Yeah, because that's the one where it had Laurie Strode die. And then like she came back to life on this one.
To be honest, the last couple of movies, like the one with Buzz, I turned it off by halfway through. So they were just.
I wanted to turn it off but I was laughing like really fucking hard when Busta Rhymes was trying to be Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
The thing I did like is that they kind of like said "fuck you" to all those other movies and just kind of said, "Oh, this is gonna be a direct sequel to the first one."
First two.
Yeah, it's just to kind of like make it like less confusing. Like, oh yeah, this is gonna be a direct sequel, so fuck all those other movies.
So basically, they cleared the slate and said, "Hey, let's just fucking start from scratch."
See, and I don't know if y'all heard it or remember in the movie, they actually do reference the other movies.
Do they?
They do. I forgot what one of the reference was. I want to say it was probably to like I forgot which reference. I want to say maybe to like Resurrection or H2O or the last like the one with Paul Rudd. I think The Curse of Michael Myers.
Oh, that one's like part 4 or 5.
I think that's like 5.
5.
Well, anyways, like they do reference them through the movie, and like now, like people don't really catch up on it unless you're like movie fanatics like us right here, because we catch the little fucking details, and that's the good thing about the movie is the little fucking details. How I like the movie, it was that I thought it had the good amount of like kind of suspense, but it had like the greatest amount of fucking funny. It really did.
The comedy is what really stood out in this movie. What's his name? Danny McBride.
Danny motherfucking McBride. A round of applause for Mr. McBride. Call clap.
Kenny fucking Powers. Good job. But yeah, there's a little kid that they're babysitting in the movie, and he just stole the show. Honestly,
the little kid fucking stole the show
because it was all intent, because they were following Michael Myers going around like stalking people and walking the streets, and so all that suspense. He even kills a couple people, and then
he does kill a kid. Like that's the one thing.
Oh yeah,
that caught me in the movie is that in most horror movies, I remember they don't really kill the kid on screen. They do it off it.
They even reference it like in like parody movies or whatever. They're like, oh yeah, in horror movies they never kill kids. Or whatever. So yeah, that kind of surprised me whenever the
little boy just like spoilers.
Yes,
and Michael just snacks the little boy's neck.
Squish head like grape.
Zangief, put head through thighs.
But I was challenging my Mr. Miyagi. That your son, squish head, squish.
I was
squish
doing
like
that. Wax on, wax off.
Eduardo wax off. Anyway, just kidding.
But anyways, I mean, it was funny. It was suspenseful. It was just like, I think the kids stole the show, but the one scene that fucking got me was like spoilers towards the end, where the older daughter, she's just like, "Oh my god, mom, I can't do this. I can't do this." Michael pops up and she's like, "Gotcha," and just shoots the motherfucker. That I was just like, wow. I mean,
yeah, this stayed true. The whole movie reminded me of, even though it was a recent movie and taking place in 2018, our current time. It did remind me of the movies from back in the days, and so that's what I liked about it. It felt genuine. It felt like they did a good nod to the movies of old and stuff. And a fun fact, out of you're aware of this about the original Halloween series, is that yes, Michael Myers was in the first movie, the second movie, and a lot of people get pissed off of the third movie, Season of the Witch, because what they don't realize is that it wasn't meant to be a film series about Michael Myers. It was supposed to be Halloween, as in almost like Tales from the Crypt, where every episode was a different one, but it's still called Tales from the Crypt. And then so every movie was going to be Halloween, and it featured a different story, a different killer. So that's why the third movie is different. And they went with the whole the kids are being brainwashed by the TV program and buying the mask and stuff like that. And then at Halloween they snap and kill people and stuff like that. So that and then the fourth one was going to be something else. Somebody was going to write that. And it was going to be a completely different story. But Michael Myers caught the heart and attention of a lot of people back then. So they were like, well, bring back Michael Myers. And so they're like, well, okay, well, I guess we'll bring him back, and it was like, and then that's kind of how it got, but it was originally supposed to be, every
call
movie.
the anthologies, I guess, is that what you call it?
Yeah.
Where just like each thing's its own story.
Yeah, each movie was, so they did a sequel because, the first movie was a breakout success and everybody's like, we want to see more Michael Myers. So they're like, okay, we'll fan the flame. We'll give you guys a sequel. But then after that, we're going to move on with the movie series. And so like every sequel from them was supposed to be a different separate movie, whoever did the writing, like John Carpenter, would have been a movie about something else. And then the fifth movie would have been keeping the same Halloween title, but just Halloween, the something, 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 or the, Rainy Day Murders, or whatever. Yeah, but people couldn't get enough of Michael Myers, and so after the third one, they're like, well, we kind of killed off the character, but fuck it, we'll bring him back. Audiences are dumb like that; they won't know. They did it with Friday the 13th, where they kill off Jason and then they bring him back. And
I mean, Jason initially is a fucking zombie.
Yeah, I mean, because the whole premise for the first movie, was that he was dead. That's why the mom was killing people. But yet, that the Hollywood back then, would give people what they wanted. People wanted more Michael Myers, people wanted more Jason Voorhees, so
they wanted more horrors. I remember fucking I don't know if you ever seen it, but Witchboard 1 and 2. Like those were like one of the B-rated horror movies of the times of like early 90s.
I remember watching those. 80s. I remember watching those on USA's Up All Night with Rhonda Shear. You ever watch that show?
I remember that fucking shit.
That big titted. That's all I remember. That she with her, and she was like the airhead, fucking Valley Girl version of Elvira. But yeah, I remember seeing one of them on there, and I was just kind of like, eh.
But I mean, well, how you were talking about how Halloween was supposed to be something fucking different after the first two. You kind of get that sense in this new version of Halloween because if you remember, like Michael was in the asylum. Spoilers again. Michael's was in the asylum, and they go talk to him, but he doesn't start reacting until they start pulling out the mask.
I really like that part. Now you're saying like the whole. The whole switching back between like the other inmates are just like freaking out when he pulls out that mask.
Mm-hmm.
I just made it like really kind of like creepy.
Like the mask has the power. Like, what if the mask is like the original curse of Michael Myers? I mean, that could be possibly it. And then this whole idea of Thorn, I think it's called, the society that's after Michael Myers.
Oh yeah.
Like that's where you get confused in like 4 and 5 is like this whole fucking society.
They had to try to explain why they kept bringing him back. Why he wouldn't die. You know what I mean? Like what? Like Because if they just brought him back for every sequel, and it's like, well, they fucking blew him apart, or they killed him, they fucking tore his, and then it's like, how does he come back? And they're like, oh, it's because he's from that secret society of witchcraft people or whatever, and they keep him alive, and it's like, oh, well, that explains it,
But I mean, other than that, I mean, like, you really get the sense that the mask is the main character of the whole fucking movie.
And so don't get me wrong, I'm a big Jamie Lee Curtis fan, and the whole Laurie Strode character, but I got kind of nervous that they're gonna keep her character around a lot longer than they need to be, and like, I don't know, for me it seems like they need to move on from and I was like, man, this movie's gonna be like stuck in one until they kill off Laurie Strode, because it's like we can't move on with the series if she's still here, because it's basically the same story over and over again. Michael comes back, tries to kill Laurie, he doesn't succeed, they make another movie, he comes back, tries to kill Laurie, tries to kill her daughter or whatever, now the granddaughter, and he doesn't succeed. Oh, let's make another movie, and it's the same. So something's got to happen. My theory, and I'm quoting this right now, is I think Laurie in the sequel, and there is going to be a sequel, Laurie Strode is going to die off camera. Like, it's going to be like 10 years or something like that from now, whatever. And, the Laurie Strode character is going to finally be at peace and rest. And like, because she's been, fighting him, or like, for 40 years. So finally, she thinks he's dead, and, she moves on and is able to, pass on and die in peace, And so I think the second movie is going to concentrate on the daughter and the granddaughter, to be honest, because that's the only way I can see it moving on is somebody else taking up that mantle as the main heroine. So, and Jamie Lee Curtis was like goddamn 70, 80 years old.
Something like that. So all that Activia is making her flexible.
Activia.
I'm sorry, no brand call outs.
Yeah.
But no, I see the movie going another way.
How do you see it going?
So I see that, yes, Michael Myers comes back, but we're gonna see the final fight between him and the sister, and I feel like that's where it should just end. Like, that's where it should just die off. Is like him and his sister kill each other. They went through war, they went through hell, and now it's time for peace.
Mom, Michael keeps touching me.
Well, those Halloween movies that have never been too complicated, other than like the whole Thorn Society and all that bullshit.
Yeah.
It's usually just like, oh, Michael Myers comes back from the dead. He's trying to kill Laurie Strode. So I'm thinking the same thing. Mr. Death is thinking that she dies off camera. Jamie Lee Curtis. Oh, she'll probably die for real too. But
Knock on wood.
But like she dies off camera, and then like he goes after like the two the mom and the
daughter.
Yeah, it's just because the role that the daughter plays. At first she's all like, "Mom, you're crazy, Mom." Like she's talking like she had a fucked up childhood because Jamie Lee Curtis prepared her for what if Michael Myers breaks out. You need to be ready. You need to learn how to use a gun and protect yourself. And she turned her whole house into a fucking death trap to catch Michael or to prevent her death or her daughter's death. In case he ever broke out and came after him. So. She spent her whole life preparing, and at first the daughter's like, oh, my mom's crazy. She was, fucking raised me to, be like this, and I don't like her for it. And then at the end, it's like, it's almost like in The Karate Kid when he's making him do all that fucking chores, and he's all like, fucking Mr. Miyagi, you ain't teaching me karate. And all of a sudden he's all like,
my shoulder hurts.
Yeah, all of a sudden he's all, wax on. So it was like, the whole time the movie, the daughter is complaining, my mom made me work in the fucking basement and learn how to shoot a gun when I was 8 years old. And then at the end of the movie, it's like, oh, well, shit, now I can use a gun. Now I see why she made me make.
So it kind of works out for, what's her name, Karen in the movie. But, like, for Laurie Strode, it doesn't really work out too well.
Yeah.
I mean, she does get her ass.
She acts like a badass, but, like, she gets knocked down from the balcony or whatever.
Yeah, but she also does what her brother did.
Yeah, Michael looks back over and
she's all like, And I was waiting for that moment for him to say, "Is like, oh, so that's how it feels."
Yeah, but like all that prep for her for Laurie Strode, it didn't really help her out too much. It kind of helped out more like the daughter.
See, I would have just put some dynamite like underneath the front door. So when Michael came to the front door, I would have been like, puts a little plunger, and then
it was kind of like a lot of buildup for making Laurie Strode seem like a badass, and then at the end she wasn't as bad as she thought she was. She wasn't as prepared as she was.
I mean, she put up a better fight than I thought she would, But yeah. So I'm thinking the next movie, Laurie's gonna die. The daughter's gonna take over and be what Laurie was, and train her daughter, Laurie's granddaughter, and prepare her. So she's gonna put her through the same shit. Be like, come on, you need to learn how to do this. You need to learn how to fucking do this, And it's gonna be like, but mom, And then she's like, we killed him. He's not coming back. And everybody told us to wait for the end, that there's gonna be some kind of like, we're expecting some kind of like fucking Marvel Studios cutscene. But it was just Michael breathing under the mask, like real subtle, yeah. So kind of saying that he's not dead, he escaped the fire. That asshole.
But you kind of look at it like you don't see his body in the movie, like when it's up in flames. You really don't. So
but you think they would kind of know that and like stick around to make sure he's dead.
Exactly. But of course it just cuts off from there, and they're like, oh, it's over.
Yeah. So I know there's going to be a sequel. People are like, I don't know.
Do you know how much it's making right now at the box office?
It's the number one fucking movie in the world.
They're all number one fucking movies in the world. Like, who fucking knows? Like,
I think when we went to go see it, it was packed, right?
Yeah.
Everybody was
number one in the world, Craig.
Halloween.
The world.
Number one in the world.
The world, Craig. Not in America.
We have to wait in two lines, one for the concessions and then one for to get in. Just because of how packed it was, everybody trying to watch Halloween.
Yeah, I know. Everybody's in there watching fucking Halloween.
And of course, there's like all those. Y'all didn't fucking know this, but y'all did not fucking see this. I was right next to them too, and I saw it. So I actually saw someone get a handy in the fucking theater.
And the
right next to me, right next to me. Like, I swear to fucking God, I was like sitting on, I think it was like the end, you're in the middle, right?
Yeah, you're in the middle.
And then he was at the other end.
He was on the side.
He was on the end by the stairs. He was in the middle, and I was at the other end. So on the other end, there was a couple. They actually lit up their armrest that's between them, and they put a cover in. All I see is like this motion going up and down, and I'm all like,
are you sure it wasn't like this?
No, it was like this. It was like, oh my God.
And they're like, what's that noise out? Like somebody fucking, like a squirrel eating peanut butter or something.
I guess that's their thing. It's like, hey, I want to see his guts spill all over. And
yeah.
Like, oh, let me see that head be decapitated right there. Oh, it looks so good. That blood is just making me ooze. But yeah, no, for us, I saw a couple actually get a handy right next to me, which is fucking funny.
Well, isn't that special?
Isn't that special? So. But other than that, I mean, I liked the movie. It was good. It had its moments that was like comedic, and it was like a good relief in the comedy as well, because like all that whole like being suspenseful, I'm like, he's gonna pop up there or there, she's gonna die, and all that.
And I really liked how it felt like an actual like sequel to it, and not just some kind of like a reboot.
Yeah.
Or like really rush. Nowadays in horror movies, like they just rush to the fucking action.
And I like that they didn't have to insult our intelligence and retell the whole fucking, backstory of, Michael Myers, as a kid, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Rob Zombie ones, I'll tell people I like the first one. I could have gone without the hour-long fucking, beginning of telling, but then I don't know, at the time I liked it because I was like, cool, you're telling the backstory. But to be honest, I like when there's not a detailed backstory, you know what I mean? Because to me, it's more creepier when somebody just fucking kills people for no reason. Like, you know what I mean? Like, like there's more mystery, you know what I mean? There's more of like, you can kind of create your own imaginations. Why did Michael Myers flip out and kill his whole family? You know what I mean? Like, I think it's better when it's not explained, you know what I mean? Because it opens your mind to think, well, shit, what drove them to this?
They kind of did that with like the whole interview team or whatever. They're trying to get to the story of why he did it.
Yeah.
And everybody's just telling him, no, he's just pure evil. Like there's no questioning it.
That was Dr. Loomis's quote when he's like, what is he? And one of the sequels, they ask him, like, Doc, what is he? And he's like, he's evil, pure evil.
I feel like it's more of a take on like our serial killers back in the day, because remember, we didn't really have a big story on like why they do it. Why did John Wayne Gacy kill nothing but boys?
Because he was fucked up in the head.
Yeah, I mean, like there's reasons of serial killers, like they had like, oh, they beat them at night, or their parents they're abusive and all that shit.
And the one thing I didn't like about the Rob Zombie remake was because he makes and it's because I understand it's his style, but like all of his characters are always like white trash. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, come on, man, I'm gonna skull fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, and like there's like every other word's a cuss word, and like, yeah, I mean, I get it. He was trying to go for that whole like, what would drive a kid to go crazy? So if you have a fucked up family, and a mom's a stripper and stepdad or step-boyfriend that's like, a drunk, like,
and then the sisters, the horror.
Yeah, the sisters, the horror, and and that. Yeah, I get that, but. You know what I mean? Like, I like the original one because you don't know why. You know what I mean? You just see Michael, like, when you see when he puts the mask on and you see the camera view through the eye holes of the mask, and you see him just go and kill, and what he's gonna, kill who's gonna kill, and then at the end you just see him standing outside with the knife, and the cops are like, Michael, what did you do, whatever, and and you're just left with, oh shit, well, why do you do it, and I don't know, I think it's more creepy that way when you don't know.
I think also what I liked about this movie is like it had a lot of creative kills.
Oh yes,
I think that's pretty much what like we were all going for. Like, oh, let's see how he's gonna kill this one.
Yeah.
They had some really good ones, like the police one where he carves out the guy's head and then puts a flashlight.
Oh,
in it.
The pumpkin, the jack-o'-lantern.
Good. When they kill Dr. Sarton, I think that's his name.
Oh, where he steps on his head,
smushes his head. One of the ones.
There's two news people he kills in the bathroom.
Oh yeah, that one. I think that one was. I want to say it was kind of my favorite, just because it was like so. Like
he beats the shit
like
out
really
of
greedy.
Yeah, because he beats the shit out of the guy, and then the girl's like,
she just got. He goes in there and just like waiting for her. Like it's kind of like that's. Like if that happened to you in real life, you'd be freaking out because like
you'd be shitting
he
bricks.
just like puts the teeth.
Yeah.
I like the one where he killed the teenage boyfriend and like just stuck him against the wall, like as a fucking ornament. Like,
that one was a nod to the Halloween when he kills the guy. And he stabs him and he like sticks him in the wall and he's like stuck there because
Are you talking about Resurrection?
No. In the original.
Oh, okay. Well, I know in Resurrection they do the same thing.
I think that was a nod to a nod to a nod.
Yeah, to another nod, but. There was like some creative kills on there. And of course, the doctor becoming the bad guy.
Oh, I thought it was a good twist they added to it.
Yeah, that was like a good thing. Like the doctor that was helping out Michael for the fucking 40 years decides to just be like, what makes him tick? I want to know what really.
He was obsessed with having him talk.
Yeah, he wanted to see Michael in action, I guess. And he got his wish.
Yeah.
He got his head stomped.
See,
Seth Rollins style.
Curb stomp.
That's why they banned the move.
No, well, it's back now. So, but yeah, I think it was real funny. Like, I was really hoping too Michael would talk. Like, he's like, say something. And like, I would want him to say, Happy Halloween.
No, Michael, if they say something, Michael would be like, I want to kill Laurie Strode.
I'm Batman.
Let me in
Batman.
I'm Batman. The fucking door.
Who are you? I'm Batman. Deadpool too.
Fuck it.
And then how we were saying about the comedy was really on point in this movie. Like they had some cheesy points in it too, but that was kind of like playing towards like the trope of like, oh, these are teens, they're like doing stupid shit. Like,
yeah,
I think they got more quicker with him being faster though. Like out of nowhere, just corner. Like,
and you know what? And you know what? I know I'm probably gonna get a lot of flack from you two and from other people, but I don't remember seeing. There wasn't any nudity in the movie, right?
Yeah, there was.
Was there?
Yeah, when they show a flashback of
that.
Flashback titty don't count.
titty.
No, I want current titties. No. Actually, I'm not a big fan of nudity in the movie unless it's like
called for.
Unless it's called for. Like senseless nudity where it's all like, "Hi, look at me," and it's like just
I mean, like in Friday the 13th, like there's a lot of nudity, but Jason comes and kills him.
Yeah, I don't know. To me, I don't know. I guess because I'm a more horror movie purist. I think that
kind of takes away from it.
Yeah, it kind of takes away because like you don't want to go. I mean, I get why they show it. It's to kind of keep the guys interested and to keep the, the whole, whatever. I get it, but I mean, like, I don't know. Like sometimes it ruins a movie. So I'm glad they didn't do it, in this one. Like the Rob Zombie one there was I guess a lot of nudity or a couple scenes where they're getting it on. Like I don't know. I just kind of felt like, so I'm glad they didn't overdo it with this one. I was waiting to be like, oh man, it's gonna be like 11 scenes of people fucking for no reason.
Yeah, like the Rob Zombie one. I think they had the
whole fucking movie.
Yeah, pretty much.
See, and that's why I never watched the Rob Zombie ones. I never did. I mean, I get credit for Rob Zombie being a good director and a good writer. I mean, The Haunted World of Super Beasto, I like. Devil's Rejects, and of course, House of a Thousand Corpse. I like, and I still have yet to see like Lords of Salem and T-Rex.
Tutti fucking fruity. I didn't like Lords of Salem. I know we're going off topic here, talking about something else, but fuck it, it's our show. We can do what we want. I didn't like Lords of Salem. I watched it. It just seemed. It wasn't scary. It wasn't interesting. It was just like
nonsense.
Almost like you could have predicted it. You know what I mean? Like because. Okay, it's a Rob Zombie movie about, witches, it's going to be like this cookie cutter, you know what I mean? He's going to go with this, he's going to go with that, he's going to have this kind of imagery, you know what I mean? And it just, granted, it has his stamp on it, everybody has their own style. Like you can watch a movie and be like, oh, that's a Hitchcock movie, or that's a, Steven Spielberg movie, just because, you kind of know the style kind of, so I mean, I get it, but I just wasn't a fan, and
is there anything y'all didn't like about this new Halloween?
I
would say
I didn't like how people were just being stupid.
Well, I mean, it's
full
of fucking millennials.
The fucking teenagers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like, that's my biggest thing. Allison's friends and all that.
I was mad that Allison's boyfriend, ex-boyfriend, didn't get killed.
Oh, yeah, he will in the sequel. I guarantee it.
Oh, he's not coming back to her.
No. He's gonna get his own up and.
Yeah, but like I thought that was the whole point. That whole prom scene was pointless because she goes to prom with him and then he gets drunk and then kisses that one tiger bitch.
Tiger bitch.
And then
she was a pussy.
And then the asshole throws her phone in fucking cheese or whatever.
Cheese or guacamole.
Yeah, I thought, he's gonna get killed. He's gonna get killed good.
Maybe there's a director's cut where he actually does get killed or something. I don't know.
That could be possibly it. Like he probably leaves the school and go after Allison.
Honestly, the movie seemed kind of short to me. I don't know. Like,
yeah, I felt so too. It was like an hour and some change.
I think maybe because they focused too much on Allison's friends.
Yeah, I think so.
I could. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that was a good point, Eduardo. That the whole, bringing that whole element into the prom and the boyfriend or and
yeah, because it doesn't lead anywhere.
Yeah, because he even meets the parents. They have dinner together. You know what I mean? And this whole build up. I thought maybe they're gonna either go with when they went with him being a douchebag, but they could either gone with he's with her, he's trying to help her, and then he's like get out of here, whatever, and he gets killed or gets hurt, whatever, trying to save her, and then at the end like he either dies or comes back, but then they turn him into the douchebag and. Yeah, like you said, it just goes nowhere. Like it's kind of like, they could have added. That could have been a scene where he killed somebody else, or he could have done this.
Or Michael Myers shows up at the prom and then kills a bunch of teenagers there.
Yeah, I could have gone for that.
Actually, I could have gone for like how I said it. Like the boyfriend goes after the Allison, sees what happens to her best friend, the gay guy. Well, not gay, but trying to hit on everybody.
Which one? The
annoying
guy?
Yeah, the annoying fucking devil guy.
Was he dead?
I was just waiting for that guy to get killed.
I didn't expect it to be on the fucking fence, though.
That's another like how creative that was. Like I wasn't expecting them to actually.
You didn't want him to kill the gay guy on the fence. You wanted to kill the gay guy in the closet.
Yeah.
The only one I didn't want them to kill was Vicky. She was kind of hot.
Oh man.
He broke that little kid's heart.
Yeah, and he even clipped his nasty ass.
Hey, do you remember the name of the little kid? What's his name?
I don't know.
I don't know. Whoever this little, if you watch the movie, a little African American kid, he just because she's talking to her friend and saying, "Yeah, we're gonna do some alakazam," and he's like, "I know what that is. Y'all gonna smoke some weed?" And she's like, "No, we're gonna do alakazam."
He knows magic.
Yeah, tell my mama, y'all.
And then she's like, "I'm gonna tell your mom about your browser history on the computer," and he's all like, "Bitch," like you know, and even when like Michael Myers breaks in or he sees Michael Myers, she's like, "No, send her boyfriend up there." Wasn't it Eddie?
Danny?
Or Danny? Send Danny up there. Why? Because this way he'll kill Danny's ass first. You know,
you're gonna get killed.
Yeah.
And well, when he runs out, the little boy, he's all like, "You're gonna die."
Yeah.
Just like runs.
And the dude's like, "What?"
They should have just paused right there and says, "Epic foreshadowing."
Your ass gonna die now.
But that was like
leave the door open just a crack.
Just a crack. I like how he killed the babysitter though. The whole closet, hiding in the closet.
Yeah.
Just coon. She finally opens it. And just like gets slashed on her arm.
I would have been like, motherfucker.
Yeah, her arm, and then she gets stabbed in the back.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, well, it was a tragic waste of a good babysitter. I mean, we all know we had like some thoughts about her.
I know that kid has some thoughts about it.
Yeah.
Based on his browser history.
Yeah.
I bet he's all like, "Man, I'm never not gonna be a virgin." But anyways, the movie was good.
In conclusion,
thought
it was good.
I'm hoping that when it comes out, there's either an extended cut or a director's cut, which I'm pretty sure there is. I'm almost 100% sure there is. There always is when these kind of movies are involved. So I'm waiting for that. Because like I said, I own every other movie, so this one's got to be added to the collection.
That was a good first step in like revitalizing the whole series. There's like nitpicks that I have with it, like the bus. I'm kind of wondering, like, if they knew how dangerous Michael Myers was, why just a bus? Why not like some like high security shit like that?
But did they ever talk about who crashed the bus?
Yeah, he did.
You sure?
Yeah,
I thought it was a doctor.
No, the doctor when they're talking. When the doctor gets shot, that was a funny part too. Remember, and he's all like, he's all, "Help me!" and the kid shoots him. He's like, "Fuck."
No, I thought he said, "Don't shoot, I'm alive."
He's like, "Don't shoot, fuck."
Yeah. But yeah, he kind of explains it when he's talking to the cop. He's like, he took over this and he grabbed this.
He grabbed the guard.
And then when the guard did this, it caused the whatever. So he kind of briefly explains it, and stuff. And honestly, I don't. I want to say the doctor probably had a hand in it.
I swear, me too.
Like I think the doctor, because when he,
that would have been better if he mentioned that part. Like, oh yeah, it would have gone a lot smoother had I not like killed the guard quickly or something like that. If they mentioned that part, kind of would have made it better.
I don't know. Did y'all find it creepy that he mentioned that the sheriff that was with him was there at the beginning? Like I found it creepy because the doctor never knew, did he? I found it creepy
when they go back to the town. Yeah, when they whatever, like they mentioned a couple times that he
like the sheriff looked like he was all like, "How the fuck do you know that?"
Because in the original movie, when Michael Myers comes out after killing his family with the knife, there is a cop who goes and says, "Michael, what happened?" and goes up to him, and there is a officer that goes up to him. So I'm assuming that's the officer that they're talking about. That 40 years later.
All that.
It's kind of like little stuff that I find like, kind of annoying about the movie, but. If it goes anything how we're talking about like Venom, like if they take the best parts of it and like they use that for the sequel,
Michael.
Yeah, I'm thinking that.
I think in part 2, Michael gets a symbiote. Michael, let's kill Lori, Michael. He's all, Michael.
Why the fuck do you sound like what's his name?
Oh, you guys!
No, not Sloth. What's his name from Silence of the Lambs? So like, hey, was she a big fat girl?
Mason Virgil. Oh
yeah.
Oh no, not my.
I forgot Leland
Buffalo Bill.
something. I knew him from Monk.
Yeah.
Hey, well, she's
So what do you give this movie?
Where?
Where?
You gonna say 2 thumbs up?
Yeah, I gave it 2 thumbs.
I gave it 2 thumbs up. All the little issues aside, like you mentioned, the whole story arc of the, I think basically why they put it in there was just to kind of like explain why she wasn't with her parents. You know what I mean? She had to be out somewhere that, so they can go look for her and try to, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it just kind of dragged on too much though. It just and it went nowhere. But other than that, I thought it was I would give it 1.5. Like someone came up and chewed part of the tip of it.
That's like putting money into a vending machine and then being like, fuck, everything's out, never getting your money back. It's like, fuck, I just wasted, $6, I didn't get my goddamn nothing back,
What the hell are you spending $6 at a vending machine?
Garditos and fucking fish sticks out of the vending machine at the Phillips 66. Anyway. 2 thumbs up for me.
2 thumbs up for me.
And 1.5 for me.
He is the best, harshest critic ever. I mean, Simon Cowell, move the fuck over.
He's got 1.5. I got 2 thumbs up. He's got two thumbs up and a hand job. And a part.
Yes. I got a fucking hand job. I saw a fucking hand job. That is like fucking funny to me.
The movie Butter was put to good use.
I swear to God, I think she said, "Let me butter your bread."
Let me butter your bread.
But anyways, guys, hey, this is our fucking opinion. You don't have to listen to it, but you do have to watch this fucking video because you know why? It's Deth N fucking Vengeance, man. We're here to yell at you and to yell at the people says, wake the fuck up. But like I said, go watch it yourself, kids. Spend the fucking $13.95, or if you're fucking smart like this motherfucker, get the club membership and you pay $8.99 a fucking ticket.
Actually, I got this one for free because I joined and I get a free ticket every month.
Shout out.
Hey, and Cinemark. Sponsor us, bro.
Yeah.
Sponsor us.
Anyways.
All we require is everybody, one of us gets our own tub of popcorn. He gets the biggest pickle out of the jar.
Yes. I'm a pickle lover.
I need some sour Skittles. That's part of the fucking
sour Skittles.
Hey, ices. Ices.
And ices, because we get the same shit every time we go. I've actually been watching those previews, and they have like pizzas and shit. I don't know if they have them there or not, but Wednesdays,
I think they do.
Wednesdays, I'm just go with like $100, and I'm just gonna be like, give me a pizza, give me some.
Give me one of everything on the fucking menu.
Yeah, some nachos and some soft pretzels. I don't even know what the fuck these are, but ring me up for these, ma'am. Are these spoons free? I'm taking a handful. I'm taking some home with me.
Hey, how about your tits? Are those, can those go on the menu? And, I don't give a fuck. Whatever.
Anyways,
Just put it
Cinemark Movie Club.
Anyways, this has been Eddie Gein,
Majin Drew, and the
Jonny
Grissom
Deth.
Two.
And remember, guys, sometimes death is better.
But yet, sex is horrible when you're alive.
And does everybody make love, not war, and smoke some Alakazam?
Hey!
Bada boom, bada bing.
So we're gonna do after
Bada boom,
this.
bada bing, bada bing.
Anyway, guys, go see the fucking movie. Don't fucking pay attention to our opinions. Go fucking voice your fucking opinions. If you can't do that, hey, get on our fucking website. Go to our Facebook, our fucking Instagram. Hey, motherfuckers, we got a YouTube. So all you can do is comment your fucking opinions in there, and we'll talk about that in the motherfucking next episode.
Yeah.
Please, motherfuckers, answer this shit.
We're the kings of social media, bitches.
Ho!
Hi, hi, hi.